when I made a joke about what did I make about? Oh, like Fukushima. No, Fukushima about them.
I know
like,
that one.
Yeah. And then who was offended is like American people.
Not the Japanese
No, yeah, it's always,
community.
yeah.
Oh, by the way, guys, don't worry. Fukushima is under control. The Prime Minister of Japan clearly stated that there has not been, is not now, and will not be any health problems whatsoever. So, it's super safe to visit Japan now. It's super safe.
Again, the first time I saw you, I was like, okay, is she like... at first, I thought, okay, she's not Japanese. She's just pretending that she has this accent. Yeah. She's pretending that she's from Japan, but she's not. She was born and raised in Canada. I don't know. And then when I found out that you're real Japanese, I was like, yeah. Didn't know that. Yeah, like being so talented and getting on stage in front of, I don't know, hundreds of people, and it shouldn't be easy, right? It's definitely not easy. So yeah, you're so brave, and I just thought, okay, yeah, she's Asian, she's Japanese. Okay, wow. I think we can do it, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, just bugging you. So, yeah, I think I'm going to try to start. So, hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Yes, I'm Asian podcast. Today, I have a very special guest. She's a talented stand-up comedian and actress. I'm a big fan and love your jokes.
Thank you.
Yeah, give it up for Yumi Nagashima.
Yay.
Clapping sound in the background.
Thank you so much
Thanks
for
for coming.
having me.
Yeah, again. Thanks for coming in. I also try to learn try to speak some of Japanese vocabulary so bad that maybe you can teach some of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. ありがとうございます。
どういたしまして。Yeah. ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad.
Very good.
I think we do have lots in common. Because your name is Yumi.
Yes.
And the first joke I saw, you were saying my name is Yumi, like you and me.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I just thought, yes, my name is Yugo. Like you go. You go, I don't know, somewhere.
Yeah, and I just noticed your kanji is same as mine.
Is that the same?
Yeah, I use this one.
You use this one?
You.
This is you?
Yes. Same
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, we do have lots in common.
Yeah.
Also, my sister's middle name is Yumi.
Does she use same kanji?
Good question. I have no idea.
You can ask her.
I can ask her, for sure. And we are both Japanese, although I'm the fake one.
Fake?
How do you say fake Japanese? Like gaijin?
Why do you mean by fake?
You are a real Japanese, so...
Born...
You were born and raised in Japan?
Yeah. But your ancestry...
I'm a Japanese descendant.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're a real Japanese who were born in Brazil.
Wow, I don't speak Japanese at all.
That
makes me a fake Japanese?
No, I don't
You don't think so?
No.
And yeah, that's... and I was saying, before we started, I brought this Japanese nuts because I do remember my dad bringing it from a Japanese grocery store. So that reminds me my childhood. And that's my first question. Do you mind sharing a little bit of your childhood when you were growing up in Japan?
In Japan? Yeah, okay. So like I think as a child, I was a little bit more on the shy child side.
Okay.
And then there's my dad and then mom, and then I have one younger sister. Yeah. And
You also have a younger sister.
yeah, and then her name is Hitomi.
Hitomi.
Yeah. And then we had a Shiba Inu called Pucci.
What did you say?
So we had a dog, Shiba dog.
Oh, that's the
Yeah.
it's a Japanese
Yeah.
breed.
Yeah, Japanese breed.
Okay. I think I know that.
Yeah. It looks like a fox a little bit. And her name was Pucci. It's like a P-U-C-C-H-I.
Puc. What's the meaning of it?
Was like, so basically, so like there was a box of like puppies were left on the street when I was an elementary school student, and I really wanted to pick up one, and then like all the other puppies are picked by other kids, but there was like one smallest puppy were left in the box the next day too. So I
That's
felt,
the ugly one. They
yeah,
didn't want that one.
basically, do you know why? Because it was the smallest, it looked the weakest, and that was the only puppy like had like eyes still not open.
That's why they didn't want to pick that one.
Yeah. And I was like, I want that one, and then I picked it. And then I think like my parents named it Pucci, but like it's coming from like petite. Like,
Petit, like
yeah.
the French word?
Yeah.
Interesting. What else you remember like about your parents? Were they, because I do have that, when I think of Japanese culture, what comes to mind is all Japanese parents are strict, very strict.
Like serious.
Push the kids to be the best student, the best this and that. Is that true, or we cannot generalize this?
Okay, so like I would say my parents also wanted me to have like good grades, like when I was in school, and then luckily I was getting like really good grades, so like it wasn't a really problem for me. But also at the same time, like my parents had like weirdest sense of humor, both of them. Yeah, really funny. And then I have this memory of like, so my father took me to the ocean for the first time in Japan when I was 4 years old. And he was like, okay, Yumi, I will teach you how to swim. And then like he went like close to the ocean, but he didn't like really get in the ocean. But instead, like he lied on the sand, and then he started doing like this movement on the sand, like lying down.
Pretending that he was swimming.
Yeah, in the ocean. And then when I was 4 years old, I remember I thought like, oh my gosh, my dad went crazy. Like he really lost his mind. Like he's pretending. I didn't like realize. So like basically I was like, I got really scared because like I thought my dad lost his mind. And then like when I was like, oh no, and then I saw like a little bit of a smirk on his face, like, and then I realized, oh, like he's joking. And
He's
then,
trying to be funny.
yeah, and then that was, I think, really, I remember when I understood the concept of joke, like how to make people laugh like that.
So your parents' sense of humor eventually led you to your actress or stand-up comedian career? Is
Yeah.
that, can we say that?
I think so. Like my mom is really funny too. Like there was like one time like when we both were walking on the street like at night, like we said like, okay, like let's compete which one can like walk funnier. And then I start first, but like she always like comes like really like funnier mood. She's like really funny. She's physically funny. And then like my dad is more like witty. Yeah, my dad, yeah.
So you have more like good memories than having like your parents putting pressure on you and your sister to get high grades, or you still have it, but that's not the part of your core memories.
Yeah, I mean like they were like really like encouraging me to get good grades at school. But I remember like me myself, I was like really curious about what they're teaching me, and then like I had like really like good listening skills, I guess. So yeah, so it wasn't like really like we had like against like different objective for school. Like I wanted to learn, and then they wanted me to get good grades, but like it ended up with like the outcome was kind of same. Yeah.
I get it. Is that true if I say like that pressure actually comes from the society? Like other kids, or like putting pressure, like you have to be the best one. If you're not the best one, you're nothing. Like it's still there, that kind of mindset, kind of cultural thing in Japan. How strong is that
I think it's more
nowadays?
so for like university. I feel like if you like university entrance exam is like really intense in Japan, I feel like.
So later in life, that becomes the thing, right?
It's
Like
like
the pressure is
almost,
there.
yeah, this like system of like if you can enter good university, then you can go to like
Maybe you have a future.
yeah, you have a
If
good
not-
job, and then like there's like this like rail will be appearing in front of you if you can go to good university. But if you don't go to good university, or if you don't go to university, then like your job options will be limited or something like that. That's the system.
But how do you see that? Was that something that used to bother you a lot, or you didn't care about it? Because you're different. I can tell. You're different Japanese, I would say.
I remember like I did go to university in Japan, but that wasn't my like first choice. Like I didn't pass the exam that like my first choice of university. So like that was like my third university. Like I barely got in. So like I remember at that time, like I really kind of like lost enthusiasm of like, this is not even like the university I wanted to go kind of thing. So like I remember
So you felt really bad,
I felt like, yeah,
frustrated, disappointed.
disappointed and like, like, you know, lost enthusiasm kind of
What about your parents? What was their reaction? Like, did they support you? Like,
Yeah, I mean, like, I think for them, like, it was still good university. So, you know, so that it's like, okay, it might not be the one I wanted to go, like, but like, it's still a good university. And then like, they were like happy that like I didn't like still like got in on university. Yeah.
yeah, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
So apparently, love has made you move to Vancouver. Is that right?
Yeah.
Like, and you also fell in love with Vancouver. So love, like you fell in love with someone, and that made you move to Vancouver. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. So basically, I was in Japan, and then I was teaching English. So like my university, I majored in English literature.
Oh, that was your major
Yeah,
back in Japan.
yeah.
Okay. Can I ask, why did you choose
English.
English?
Oh, I really liked English from like grade 6, and English was like my best subject that like I was really good at it, and then I really liked it. And also like my dad was a huge fan of Beatles. And
The
then,
Beatles?
yeah, the Beatles. And then like he was listening to the Beatles all the time, and he likes like English like music a lot. So like there was like always like English was like playing in my house.
Oh, that's good. So you prepare yourself
Yeah, so and then I'm like, oh, like,
to move to Vancouver in the future. You didn't know that, but
yeah, and also I felt like, you know, Japanese language, it sounds like da 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 da. It's like da 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 da. It's
I
like,
don't speak Japanese, so I don't know what you're saying.
yeah, but it's more like very like straight line and like kind of like monotone of that's like the tone like this. But like when I hear English, I remember like when I
Can hear like
yeah,
ups
it's
and
like almost
downs.
like music. Like there's like lots of like you go high and low and then like oh, and there's a flow to it. And then I thought it was like English is such a beautiful language and fun to speak. That's what I
And also very, very useful, right?
yeah.
So you met a guy in Japan.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. And then sorry, I was talking about that. And then I was teaching English to like little children in Japan at an English conversation school called JIOS. It doesn't exist anymore, I heard, but like yeah. And that's when like I met Chinese Canadian man who came to teach English in Japan.
He was also an English teacher.
Yeah.
My question is, when you first introduced him to your parents, what was their reaction? Like
oh.
having okay, he's an Asian guy, but Canadian, Chinese Canadian.
It's like a really funny story. It's like, so basically like that's later becomes, the man becomes my ex-husband. and then I'm not with him anymore. And after that, like I had like a Canadian boyfriend, and I broke up with him like 4 years ago. And now I have my partner who is Pakistani. And then I remember when I introduced Chinese Canadian
To your parents.
Yeah, well, they were like, oh, like, he looks like Japanese. And then he really had like, he looked like, you know, Ichiro, the baseball player.
I'm not into baseball.
Okay.
It's probably famous. We can add have a picture of him because I don't know him. We can do a little
Okay,
research
yeah.
afterwards.
He kind of like had a like
He's
similar feature. Yeah, he's famous.
His face.
Yeah. And then like he looks like Japanese person, and like also he was very polite and well-mannered person. So like my parents really liked him. And I remember like when I brought Canadian boyfriend, like a white Canadian boyfriend, I remember like my parents were fine, but like my grandma hated him. I remember. Yeah.
Because and you correct me if I'm wrong, because I had the same idea when I was young, that my parents would expect me to date Asian or Japanese girls only. And I kind of have the same idea when I think of Japan, and like your parents or other parents. Do they have that kind of expectations? When you're dating someone, you can choose whatever you want, but if it's a Japanese, like a real Japanese, is it something that the society like kind of
like from my parents, I didn't feel the pressure.
But your grandma?
Yeah, my grandma. But
she was like,
I don't
what's
think,
going on here?
Yeah, I think like what was bothering her was like, again, like his manner, and then Japanese people's manner. Like if you don't know each other's cultures well, it come across really rude, some of the things they do. And then that's why like people, if you don't know about other cultures, like you can get like really offended by like this person doing things with like no harm intended, but like you can still feel like, wow, that's so rude, like, and then can be offended. I think that's what's happening. It's more like cultural thing.
It's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. So you've been living in Vancouver since
2007.
2007, a long time ago. How do you stay connected to your heritage after all these years?
Food.
Food, okay, that's
I love
like most people do.
Yeah, Japanese food. I eat it every day.
You eat it every day?
Yeah.
You cook yourself or you go to Japanese restaurants? Because Vancouver has some really good real. Can you say that?
Yeah.
Is that rule?
Yeah, I really.
Is that okay if real Japanese, like traditional, traditional Japanese restaurants?
You can totally enjoy like Japanese authentic food in Vancouver. And I was just looking at like today, you know, these like Starbucks has like souvenir cups.
Like for Christmas, you're saying?
Yeah, it's like a huge mug, and that has like, it's called I've Been There series. So like if, for example, like if it's like when you go to Japan, and then if you go to Starbucks in Japan, they have the mug that says Japan, and it has like Tokyo Tower or like all the things is painted on the mug, and then you can take it as a souvenir. Yes, and I have the Vancouver version, and the Vancouver version has like Ballard Bridge, and there's like skier painted, and then all of a sudden there's like sushi is painted on the Vancouver mug.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's kind of like famous for like in Vancouver you can get like really
Well, Asian food
fresh
in general, right?
Yeah,
Not only
yeah.
Japanese. Do you support or participate in any Japanese Canadian community? Have you ever been part of it?
Yeah, like I was invited to perform for like Calgary Japanese Canadian Association.
In Alberta?
Yeah, Calgary.
Okay, Calgary.
Yeah.
Wow. So you were like actually performing there.
So that was for their omatsuri.
Omatsuri. I think I know that.
Yeah, it was so cool. There were like, I'm pretty sure I heard like in total 4,000 people came to the festival, yeah.
When you know that you're gonna have like a Japanese or kind of Asian audience, can I ask you this? If it's a Japanese audience, would you change your material, your jokes?
Yes, like I remember, for example, for the Calgary one, I inserted like more Japanese languages in the jokes, so like, you know, they can more like feel home.
You used Japanese words.
Yeah.
In your jokes. Oh, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
Was that funny? Like they still can.
Yeah. It's, for example, like I have my dad joke about like he steps on rice cracker, but he reacts like he steps on like something really sharp, and then like he's like, oh, like give me alcohol like to wipe or
So
something.
it's more like a Japanese sense of humor. It is different.
Yeah, but like instead of like my dad stepped on rice cracker, but like I said like, oh, but it was just osenbe, like that. Yeah. So like they feel like you know.
I really like when you're using like Japanese words or Japanese references in your jokes. But I do believe that some people, they don't understand, especially if you're Asian or Japanese, have a Japanese background. They might be offended or don't understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Does that happen?
So like it's like
It happens very often.
it's like a general rule of like joke writing. It has to be like understood by like general audience. So like I don't use like really like niche, like specific words like that are not really known for like wide audience. It doesn't matter if it's about like Japanese culture, or if it doesn't matter if it's about like, you know, like cars or clothes or like any topics, but like.
Have you ever received that kind of negative feedback from an Asian person, like, or Japanese person? Like, I don't like your jokes because you're saying this and that. You shouldn't be doing that. Have you ever received
Asian
that kind of
person?
feedback or comments?
No, I
Not
don't,
really.
Not that I can really. I don't think so. I've heard like, especially like Asian women, like they message me like personally saying like, thank you for, you know, like making jokes about like Asian culture specifically. So like I feel more like we have more like a representation kind of like thing, like, or like, thank you for making us feel seen and heard, is like more of the feedback like I get from audience.
If they're not positive, and if you didn't read it, then that's even better, right? If you don't read those bad comments, it's even better, right? You don't just simply ignore them because it doesn't help you.
Yeah, but like I remember like when I made a joke about like what did I make about like Fukushima, Fukushima, no, Hiroshima,
Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
like about them.
I know
like,
that one.
Yeah. And then like who was offended is like American people, like
Not the Japanese
no, yeah, it's always,
community.
yeah.
That's interesting. Didn't know that. How often you visit Japan?
I try to go once in a year, like usually like Christmas, New Year time.
You go,
Yeah.
there to visit your parents and friends.
Yeah.
Your sister, she's still living in Japan, your sister?
Yeah.
Is that a way for you to stay connected or to reconnect with your roots? Is that a way? Whenever you're visiting Japan, do you feel like, okay, this is home?
Yeah.
How do you feel when you're visiting Japan?
I really like feel like this is my roots. It's like when I go to onsen.
What is onsen?
It's like hot spring.
Hot spring?
Yeah.
The Japanese hot
Yeah,
spring.
hot spring. Like where I was born, the city is called Kuki City in Saitama Prefecture. It's like next to Tokyo. And then in Kuki City we have lots of like good like hot springs place that we can go. And then when I go back, like I always go with my mom, and then like that's when I like feel like like really this is my heaven, like home.
That's good. When acting and comedy actually came into your life, was that before or after coming to Canada?
After I came to Canada, yeah.
What are the main challenges in pursuing an acting or stand-up comedian career?
I would say like it was definitely, I started with acting, and acting was challenging for me because like I have Japanese accent, so the roles I can audition
Very limited.
were limited. So like it has to be like Japanese waitress or like Japanese scientist. So like it has to be like where the
This
roles
stereotype.
made sense. My accent made sense like in those roles. Like so it was harder because like the roles I can audition was limited. But then that's when I did like my first comedy play, and then my friend wrote a comedy play, and then I said my first line, and then I said like, I've been married for 3 years and it sucks. And then people started laughing, and like, oh, and then like comedy is my thing. It's like my accent works in comedy because it sounds extra funny. And then that's like when I find like this is going to be my thing.
Talking about the main challenges is again, and the thing that you've been doing, and then my thing now, I'm just starting it. Is it like looking for someone else's validation? It's one of those challenges. It's still one of those challenges, like, because I feel it is one of the biggest challenge. Like it's for you to keep trying to get this validation from other people.
Right. It's like it gets little like, although I really feel like right now I'm like really, really grounded in my like core values. That is mine, and I know who I am, and I know what I want, and then what kind of like expression or what kind of creation I want to make to the world with like more clear vision. But like when there's like offer that comes with like huge TV network, or like when it comes with like lots of money, and I was like 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 there's always like have to take time to redefine what I really want.
Okay. And you made it. In the end, you made it. You got, you are where you always wanted to be, right? Working as an actress and stand-up comedian. So you made it.
Yeah, I mean, like I am working stand-up comedian, so yeah, I guess. Yeah.
All right. So the last question is not actually it's not a question. I just was trying to find a way to say that you're such a brave Japanese woman, and you have overcome all challenges and struggles. As I said, you made it.
Thank you.
And we definitely need more Yumis, not only in this entertainment industry, but everywhere. We need more Yumis.
Oh,
That's the main sentence. We can put it somewhere here. Like, we need more Yumis.
you and me.
You and me, like you and me.
Yeah.
Like you and you go.
Yeah.
You
You
go.
and me. Yeah.
So right, this is again. It's just you didn't try the Japanese
can I try?
Japanese nuts.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try one. Itadakimasu.
Real. I like this one.
I like this.
Some peanuts in it.
It's so good. I also like this one. It's spicy.
Where did you get this one?
I'll tell you where you can buy some of it.
Thank you, because I need it.
Maybe they can sponsor me one day.
Yes, please.
Please. I need it. Just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. So this is just a little gift.
Aww.
As you can see, it's Japanese.
It's, yeah, the
And
way it's wrapped.
and I want you to open it. Can you open it?
Yes, I'll open it. Thank
Please.
you so much. I have no idea what's inside.
I think you know what it is.
Oh.
So it's a Japanese. Okay, I'll wait for you to open it.
Okay. It says, 趣味の風鈴
Wind chime, is that right?
Yes. 風鈴 is wind chime.
Wind chime.
Oh.
So you correct me if I'm wrong, because I've been saying the same thing. I'm not sure if it's 100% accurate. So it's a Japanese wind chime. I think it was. It's mainly used during the summer in Japan,
Yeah.
and it was originally made. So it's kind of the thing that prevents you from bad things, evil.
Like evil eye?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the reason I'm giving this little gift is for you can put it somewhere. You can give it away if you want. But I hope you're going to put it somewhere.
I will.
And then whenever you hear that sound, and then I hope you remember this conversation we just had. So that's the main,
so beautiful.
that's the main message,
It sounds so beautiful too.
right? I like it. I don't have one. I love it.
It's the most beautiful sound. Oh, thank you so much.
Not a problem. So yeah, where we can find you, like, because after the pandemic, I think we do have more comedy clubs in Vancouver. Where we can find you, or if you feel like promoting something, just feel free to do that. It's time.
Okay. I have YouTube channel called Yumi Tube, where I will be putting a lot more videos coming up. So like if people can subscribe my YouTube channel,
Please
that
do
would be
that.
great. Yeah, and I also have like Twitter. Now it's called X.
Twitter, I don't have it.
Okay. And Instagram.
It's not Twitter. It's a different name, right?
They changed the name.
Whatever. We're gonna leave it somewhere. You can find her.
Yeah, and Instagram. Where,
And Instagram.
Yeah.
So what's coming up? Like what's again? If you wanna see your show, where should I find you?
Okay, I have lots of show coming up next week, but I don't know if this podcast will be edited by then.
So we're gonna leave all of your social media and the YouTube channel.
Yeah,
so
and I always
people can
update the show
find out.
information. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, thanks for coming. It was very special. You are officially my first Japanese guest.
Oh.
So it is very special.
Oh, I'm so honored. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you for having me, Yugo-san.
Yugo-san.
ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。
Arigatou gozaimasu. Okay.
Yay. Bye bye.